Introducing LT Defense Tactical Gear, your ultimate solution for top-notch protection and performance in the field. Our armor bundles provide unmatched safety and comfort, while our battle belts and holsters ensure quick and easy access to your gear. Stay prepared for any situation with our high-quality medical supplies, designed to keep you ready for action at all times. Looking to enhance your skills? Our firearms training programs will take your proficiency to the next level. Trust LT Defense for all your tactical gear needs and gear up for success on the battlefield.
The fact that our patriotism in America is dwindling, I really wanted to start the American AF movement. Freedom is fragile, very fragile. It takes a certain level of intestinal fortitude to stand up and say and do the right thing to preserve the freedoms that so many have paid a large price for.
American tactical. American as f***.
This entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gabfest show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is your boy, RJ Mack, and thank you for tuning in to day 2 RJ Rants. It's the top of the hour. It's 6:03 p.m. Eastern. I don't know what time it is where you're at, but thank you for being here. We got a motivating show today. I got a motivational guest speaker. I'm going to bring him on the stage. We're going to go through the regular format first, though. We're going to go through the VA updates, and we're going to talk about that and give you guys some good some information for your Veterans Day month. We're coming up on Veterans Day month. We're coming up on the Marine Corps birthday month. This is a great month for veterans. I'm going to go ahead and bring them on. We have today our guest, Bakara Jumbura. Hello, sir.
Hey, how you doing, brother? Bakari Jumbura.
Bakari Jumbura. Welcome on, man. I'm sorry, I was nervous, man. Bakari Jumbura. I said
it's all good, man. What nervous? Wait a minute, now we Marines around here. What's going on?
I'm a little nervous, man. It's my show, man. I'm happy to be here. I'm trying to make it every week, man. That's why I need the motivation that great motivational speakers like you provide. I'm gonna go ahead and tag you with it, like Eric Thomas said. We're gonna tag you with the #1 motivation.
Hey, I appreciate that, man.
You're gonna look up there. You're gonna see Les Brown. You're gonna see Les Brown right here, and then the rest. Then you up there. We're gonna be talking about you, man.
Hey, I humbly accept, brother. I humbly accept.
All right. If you're joining us still, if you're just now joining us, go ahead and hit that like and share button for me. We need to get more people to tune in to the RJ Rants. We're a brand new show on MBR. We're gonna go ahead and kick it off. I'm gonna share my screen with you so we can get this started. We're gonna first start off with the VA updates. I'm gonna try to make this quicker than usual sometimes we get to ranting about those. So my screen is being shared. All right. So we got Veterans Day coming up, right? So what's the best thing about Veterans Day? Freebies or half offs. So you got your list of free meals, discounts, and deals that'll be honoring veterans all month. So you can get a list of those in the email. I'm not gonna go through that list right now. We all know the same people too. Most of the restaurants like Applebee's, Chili's, and stuff like that, they have like a Veterans Day menu. Oil changers, and what is it? Jiffy Lube is a big one for the oil changes. So if you want to get your oil change, your car maintenance, not tomorrow, but Veterans Day is a good day for you. We got a whole bunch of events going on. So let's go. Veterans Cantina Service is celebrating Veterans Day, VA location. So you get a free breakfast and a coffee November 7 and 8. So if you know where a Veterans Canteen Service is, I've never heard of them, but you can get that. We got a resource poster still for your teachers. If you want to teach veterans, teach about veterans history. Let's see, 2024 Veterans Town Hall. What would you ask the Secretary of Veterans Affairs? So there's a town hall going on November 12th. So if you got any questions for the Secretary of Veterans of Affairs, that's a good time. You can go ahead and post your questions now and then tune in to see if he answers your question. Welcome home, kid. I don't really know what that is. This is a pretty quick one. Didn't have a whole lot of things going on. So again, we got the Veterans Crisis Line. If you're having any issues, please give the Veterans Crisis Line a call. You can you hit the 1-800-MY-VA-411. It'll take you to the number, and then 988, press 1 for veterans. They also have a chat. Okay, and I think it's still Check on Your Buddy week, so check on your veterans buddy if you can. All right, that's enough for that. All right, buddy. So how did you like? Do you take advantage of some of that stuff that goes on Veterans Day, Bob?
Absolutely, my wife and I have a good time. I
tell folks, man, you want them if you want to go to Jiffy Lube and get that oil change, boy, you better show up as soon as they open, because them old timers, they be there. Get their oil change. Well, they got that line. I remember back in the early 2000s, I would pull up to the oil change, man. They had them old caddies out. They had them old box Chevys out, especially in Mississippi. Well, them boys be there ready to get that oil change. But as we say, though, Marine Corps birthday first, right? Veterans Day second, Marine Corps birthday. Hoorah. So we got the Marine Corps birthday coming up. I do have a nice little video, man, that I like to play, man. It's from this guy, Linwood Presley. He's a Marine. He made a video for the Marine Corps birthday. So I'll probably play that later when we first take our first break. So let's go ahead and get into our interview, man. So one thing I wanted to go ahead and give you a brief chance to introduce yourself. Let the people know from your perspective who you are and a little bit of your background and what you do.
I'm a retired Marine Corps veteran. I served for a total of 20 years. I'm a retired Staff Sergeant in the United States Marine Corps. And currently, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm in the real estate industry, life insurance, and the e-commerce space. I'm also a motivational speaker, and what I focus on is helping people to live their best lives. Additionally, we actually have, my wife and I, a financial business where we help families to create and to transfer wealth. So that's what we focus on, man. I also have a ministry called EY Pele Movement, where we focus on your spiritual and your physical and financial wellness. So I'm here to spread peace and love, man. I'm here to make this world a better place, and to help humanity to live their best lives in a manner which will not harm themselves or other people.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I did put down at the bottom of the page the website if you want to book some time and meet Baccarat. So down there at the bottom, meetbaccarat.com. So when you Rockery. Rockery. Why I keep doing that? So
It's
when
all
we
right.
when you was talking, you were saying you're out, you're ready to spread peace and love. But I
Mhm.
know you have a you also, things change in lifetime. So it wasn't always like that for you. So
Right.
um you want to explain how it was for you growing up, and like where did you grow up at, and some of the things you went through when you were growing up?
Yeah, sure. I'm a Rochester, New York native. For those who don't know about Rochester, New York, John Jones is from Rochester, New York. He's the ultimate fighter in Rochester, New York, and John Jones is from Rochester, New York. Additionally, that's where Frederick Douglass did his 4th of July speech. So Roland Williams, he played for Syracuse. Him and I, we went to East High School together. Go Eagles. He became a Super Bowl champion in the NFL. Roland Williams. So you can look him up. You'll see. So yeah, man, I'm from Rock City, man. I grew up in the inner city of Rochester, New York. I grew up on the two worst sides of the city. Unfortunately, I experienced uh, drug activity, violence, gang violence. I myself personally, I was almost shot a few times. Unfortunately, I was young. I was involved, in that life. And I lost my best friend at the age of 14 years old. I was 15 at the time. He was murdered. And then I lost another friend before we graduated high school, living the street life. So with that being said, and me almost losing my life, just common sense kicked in, man. I recognized that that wasn't the way for me to live, man. I no longer wanted to be a minister to society. That life started even affecting my family, and it hit close to home. My own family members, was affected by, drug addiction and alcoholism. And so, with that being said, man, I'm like, this is not the way for me to live my life, man. I seen the chaos that it was causing. I never forget this woman came up to my friend brother, and she tried to sell her baby's clothes in exchange for narcotics. And when I seen that, man, everything came together in my consciousness, what I had seen. And I was like, okay, I'm contributing to this. Like, I'm the problem. And I decided, man, like Michael Jackson said, to look at the man in the mirror, and change my ways for the better, man. And I'm glad I made that choice, you know. And ever since then, man, I haven't looked back. I'm all about positively contributing to society, and like I said, making this world a better place, man. Me coming from that background, um, my wife and I together, man, we built an e-commerce business that yielded us 6 figures in our first year. Real estate, we built a real estate portfolio worth over $1 million, man. And I did it all legitimately. I did it all, morally. You know what I'm saying? And I seen that I didn't have to resort to a life of crime in order for me to be able to create wealth for my family and I. And the beautiful thing is that I help people along the way as I was helping myself. And it just wasn't nothing as fulfilling as seeing people that I helped to start on their path to living their best life and to create and transfer wealth for their family, man. So it's a blessing, man, to see people get mentally free and to be happy. People who once doubted themselves, now they have confidence, and people who were once um pessimistic about life is now positive about life. And it's just fulfilling, man. It brings happiness to my heart. To me, that's the reward, man. I believe in making impact, and then the income will come. So I believe in impacting people's lives positively now, and just going about doing good, man. And it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
Oh man, that was a great. I'm glad to hear that, because when you're living in that world, like, because I lived in the neighborhood, the rough neighborhood. it's just it's so hard for me to explain it without people really who have known it. You can feel the energy level change.
That's a fact,
right? Like you could totally, because when I think about those times, like when we were back then and we was in those situations, I'm like, the energy was just so different. Like my head, it felt like my head would, like, it feel like my head rings when I think about those times versus when I think about these times when I've been living in a pretty peaceful life. We do have to take this 15. We after it's 15 minutes after the hour, so we're gonna take this quick commercial break and we're gonna play a video. Like I said, we're gonna play my boys' video since it's Marine Corps birthday month. We're gonna play Leslie Linwood Presley King's Marine Corps anthem. All right, we'll be right back.
So today, in honor of the Marine Corps birthday, I decided to wear my BCGs for y'all. Those of you who don't know, it stands for birth control glasses, Marine Corps issue. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for rights and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marines. Our flags unfurled in every breeze, from dawn to setting sun. We are fighting every time and place where we can take a gun. In the snow of far off northern lands to the sunny tropic scenes, you will find us always on the job, United States Marines. So here's out to you, and to our Corps, which we are proud to serve. Many a strife we fought for life and never lost our nerve. If the Army and the Navy were to look on heaven's seas, they will find the streets are guarded by United States Marines. I said if the Army and the Navy were to look on heaven's seas, they will find the streets are guarded by United States Marines. They will find the streets are guarded by United States Marines. Oh, yeah. Hey, yeah.
Introducing LT Defense Tactical Gear, your ultimate solution for top-notch protection and performance in the field. Our armor bundles provide unmatched safety and comfort, while our battle belts and holsters ensure quick and easy access to your gear. Stay prepared for any situation with our high-quality medical supplies, designed to keep you ready for action at all times. Looking to enhance your skills? Our firearms training programs will take your proficiency to the next level. Trust LT Defense for all your tactical gear needs and gear up for success on the battlefield.
All right, welcome back to RJ Rants. Thank you for those of you who are still tuning in with us, and I do see a few likes and a few shares. Thank you so much for that. We're coming back. We're back with our motivational speaker. As we was talking earlier, we was talking about the different energy levels and how things change when you change your environment, you change your mindset. It's really good that one thing that I really liked that I heard about your story is you changed before you were desensitized, right? How many guys did you see growing up that was just already there at teenagers? They were already desensitized to the things that they were seeing.
Well, I have to say that I was at one point, because you are numb to what's going on when you're in the street life. That's why they say you hardcore, meaning that your heart is hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be hardcore to be involved in the gang life, to be involved in, that type of life, the street life, man. So, I was at one point, that's why I was doing what I was doing. So I, of course, being associated with that lifestyle. I seen plenty, unfortunately, plenty of young people involved in that life, that were lost, that were fatherless, that were just looking for a family, looking for protection, you know. They were just infatuated with the dope boy life. They wanted the change, they wanted the women, they wanted the clothes, they wanted the cars, they wanted the money, they was infatuated with having, like that song, by the Locks, and Little Kim, Money, Power, Respect. That's all that they was looking for, man. It was all just selfish gain. It was cold out there. You understand what I'm saying? It's like some people will betray you, just so they could get to their next dollar.
For real.
So it wasn't something that was beautiful from what I seen, man. I mean, the pain that I felt from my friends' lives, being taken, they call it the good life, but it felt bad. So if it's so good, why does it cause things to turn bad? Right? So that's what I recognize. I had came out of the blindness, man. You know what I'm saying? And I started truly seeing, the light. And I'm glad that I did, man, because I would have been one of them and I would have made my community worse. And now I make my community more beautiful than it was before I inherited. And not just the community, but this world, a better place.
So we go to the point to where you're seeing things in a new light.
Mm-hmm.
What was it about what's brought the military first to your mind, and then what actually made the Marine Corps out of all the branches stick out to you that makes you want to join?
Good question. Thank you for that question. My grandfather was a platoon sergeant in the infantry. Yeah, my grandfather fought in Vietnam.
Nice.
And then I had a mentor back at home in Rochester, New York, named Mark Taylor. He went to the ministry that I grew up in, and I looked up to him like a big brother. And he was a Marine. And so the recruiter made a very positive impact in my life. He pulled me aside, and I am so grateful for his discernment and his boldness to come talk to me, because he literally helped to save my life, man. He literally helped to save my life, and that's a true story. Making that choice, I don't really believe that I would have been alive if I didn't make that decision. And so that's the reason why the Marine Corps was my choice. Now, it wasn't my first choice. Okay, my first choice was actually the Navy. All right, and to be frank with you, the recruiter that I'm talking about, I seen how sharp he was. No disrespect to my Navy brothers and sisters, just unfortunately, the ones that was in the Navy uniform at that time just didn't serve the Navy any justice. Because when I seen Green walk by and I seen how sharp he was, no, I'm serious though, man. Like he was in shape, he was sharp. I'm very serious, and they weren't in shape. And they didn't look as sharp. And I looked at them and I looked at him, I'm telling the truth. I lied not to you, bro. He was so sharp. I was like, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And,
no, I got you. My
and the
that's part of my origin. I'm the same way. That's part of my origin story too, man. And I was mostly exposed to the Army. Oh, sorry about that, man. We had some technical difficulties over here. I heard something like ride by or something. At the same time. Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Okay. All right. So I was saying the same thing that got me too. I was mostly exposed to the Army, JRTC. Most of my family was in the Army. And so, and no, like you said, no disrespect to the Army. I had some guys who represented very well, but there was a lot who did not. And so it was kind of not impressing me what the Army had to show. And then my recruiter, I remember just like he walked into the school sharper than a knife. Every female knew him. Every female knew him, even some of my friends. I'm like, I don't know who he is. I never even seen him.
Man. Yeah, the ladies liked him too. The ladies loved him too. I am just being honest. When he came to that school, those female teachers, man, they was going crazy.
It was the
you know what I'm
same
saying?
thing,
Because
man.
I mean, he was fit, man. I mean, he's a muscular guy. You know what I'm saying? He was in real good shape, and he looked good in uniform. His uniform was sharp, man. He carried himself very well. He was always well groomed, you know, and always carried himself well, man. You know, so that's what had got me, man. So you know, I'm like, okay, you know, that's the route that I'm going, and of course, you know, here I am. Over 20 years later now, because you know I retired in 2015. That's when I hit my 20-year mark. So it's been 9 years since I've been retired. So yeah, man. To this day, I'm still proud, man. I must admit, to this day, I'm still proud of being a part of, you know, one of the world's most elite gun clubs known to man. You know, the United States Marine Corps. You know, so yeah, man, it's an honor, man, because I earned that title. You know, it definitely wasn't given to me, man. Every rank that I got, I earned it. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was in, I got 2 Navy Achievement Medals, man. Anybody know about Navy Achievement Medals in the military knows that those are not just handed out to everybody like candy like that. Like well, at least with my unit.
At least
my
if you
leadership,
wasn't admin.
my leadership, you know, you had to earn it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't just give you anything. And I'm grateful for my leadership because everything that I got, I earned it, man. And honestly, I wasn't even trying to get a Navy Achievement Medal, man. I just believe in operating in excellence. I believe in just when I'm assigned to do something, I'm going to give it my all. You understand what I'm saying? I took it serious, you know, mentoring my Marines, man, and being that example and taking care of the men and women that I serve with, man. So, you know, I actually loved, and I know you won't really hear that in the leadership principles or the leadership traits. You know what I mean? But that was one thing that separated me, is because I wasn't mechanical. I literally cared about the men and women that I served with, man. I really loved, you know, my Marines, man.
Yeah, I think that's separate. That it shows. And your Marines know that, because I still have some of my Marines coming back. Dude, it's crazy because it's been 2008, 2007. It's been a long time, but sometimes when I've been around a few. I have some that live out in the area, and I connected with them. You're still staff sergeant to them. You're still sergeant.
True. That's true. I had to tell them, please stop calling me.
You're still that guy. Like they still look at you. When I think about it in my head, I'm like, man, that's the same thing with my leaders. Like my leaders, they come to people. I look around, they come back. That's still sergeant major. That's still, you know, that's still captain this. And so I had one that to correct me. He was like, I'm a lieutenant colonel now. I was like, okay, my bad, lieutenant colonel. Man, you was the man back then. You was lieutenant such and such. So yeah, that's good, man. I took it seriously too. That was the one. I'm not that mature of a person, but that's the one thing I was really very mature about, was taking care of my Marines. I thought that was a big. If you don't take care of your Marines, then your platoon is just going to fall apart. I've seen it.
That's a fact. And the morale, the morale definitely goes down, man. And it wasn't really about me. It may sound, you know, like cliche, if you will, you know what I'm saying? But the reality is, man, is that I led with my heart. You know, I led with my heart, man, you know, and a lot of those Marines, I could relate to them, you know, because a lot of them came from the same background I came from. You know what I'm saying? So I understood them. And I was able to work with them. And in fact, I was actually given those Marines to work with because I was the only one who had the patience the patience to deal with them, man. I never forget my master Gertie Sergeant was like, before my name changed, you know what I'm saying? But he would call me in his office, hey, I need you to work with, Junior Marine so because it's not gonna go well for that person,
Yeah.
And it's true, man. They would give me these individuals and they would see a total transformation for some. I'd be lying to say that every last one of them were successful. Some of them were very stubborn and they did what they wanted to do, and so unfortunately, they reap what they sow, but I'm so grateful for the ones that listen to me. They excelled in life, man, and I'm so proud of them. In fact, some of them higher ranks than I was when I retired. I'm literally seeing them gunnery sergeants now, master sergeants now, first sergeants now. And I'm like, wow, I mentored those. And just like you said, man, they were coming to, hey, staff sergeant, I'm like their big brother now, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm out now, I'm a civilian now, you know what I'm saying? So I love that we can have that true brotherhood now, because of course I had to separate myself because I didn't believe in fraternization. You know what I mean? So I had to separate myself, but now we can actually be brothers, and I could be like a big brother to my sister Marines and my brother Marines that were younger than me and junior ranks than me, and to see them become mothers and fathers and just excel in life, man. To me, it's a beautiful thing when you know that you had a role in their success. You know that you mentored that Marine and you've seen that Marine excel. Man, it's beautiful, man.
It definitely is. I love seeing it too. I love seeing the ones, especially like you said, the ones who were like 17, 18, 19, wasn't married, no kids, and then you see them married with kids, their jobs and stuff. You're like, whoa. It's like I've seen like my little brother grow up or my little sister grow up.
Exactly.
In my eyes. We're going to go ahead and take our second break today. It's going to take just a few minutes and we'll be right back.
Since I'd seen his face, not much had changed, just a different time, different place. When I shook his hand, I knew something had changed. This was a different man from the one I knew back then. When he said, where do they go? Yes, I stand in line and watch the flag wave at pride. You see, this is what I do. Yes, I bleed red, white, and blue. He told me the tales of his journeys far away, 3 times gone and land most only see on the front page. With honor and glory, he stood so tall and fought for you and I, so we could be free from it all. When he said, where do they go? Yes, I stand in line and watch the flag wave at pride. You see, this is what I do. Yes, I bleed red, white, and blue. Where do they go? Yes, I stand in line bleed. Oh, this is what I do. Yes, I bleed. Little do I know.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Numbers don't lie. Do you know if you lived a $70,000 lifestyle prior to retirement and you retired with a total of $700,000 saved up in your account, do you know that your money would be gone in a total of 10 years? This is the reason why it's so important for you to create passive income. You want to create cash flow that will outlive you instead of you outliving it. This is how people end up in excessive debt, and instead of retiring comfortably, they have to end up working still because they did not plan for their future. They didn't think about, will this be sufficient enough for me to live off of? This is the reason why you want to bring down your debt so you can have more income.
All right, so you just saw it. Thank you all for coming back and visiting us at RJ Rants. It's your boy RJ Mack. We're here ranting and just talking about the Marine Corps and things that things we learned. We went over your background. That video, I love that video because
thank you.
Remember when I did my old podcast and we were first on and we did the insurance and stuff like that?
Yes.
I was totally amazed at how many people hit me up afterwards, man. I mean, folks were calling me, folks were messaging me. They were asking me so many questions about life insurance and it's just hitting me off. I was like, bro, and these were, I'm not talking 20, 30-year-olds. I'm talking people in my age group, 40 and above. I mean, I even had uncles and aunties. I even had uncles and aunties hitting me up.
Wow, that's beautiful.
So yeah, I was like, bro, these are things that folks really need to hear about. Folks need to, this is stuff that's very important. So I just wanted to let you go ahead and segue into kind of what you were talking about and explain, what it is you do as far as on the financial realm goes, and then kind of segue a little bit into, how you can help plan and what you were talking about in that clip about planning for your future and your retirement.
So what happened to me was I was assigned a financial advisor while I was in the Marine Corps before I retired. I had took some of my bonus money before I retired. And so you're required for you to sit down with a financial advisor. And that was one of the best things that I could have ever done, is sit down with the financial advisor. And the advice that financial advisor has given me has helped to position me to create the lifetime income that I'm enjoying right now today. Okay, I fully retired at the age of 39 years old from taking advice from that financial advisor. Mind you, I wasn't an entrepreneur at that time. So I was already fully retired before I became a serial entrepreneur, before I got into the real estate, ecommerce, and the financial industry. Okay, so I seen what impact that financial advice made me and made in my life, and I'm like, wow. I said, man, I want to share this with the world because it was so many financial strategies I had learned over the years that I never heard growing up. I never fully understood credit. I never knew the power of what credit can do in your life, how you can leverage it and you can create wealth. I didn't even know what equity was in the house. Okay. And my beautiful wife was the one who shared that information with me. And brother, it literally transformed my life. And I'm not just saying this on social media. The house that I'm sitting in right now is a brand new home that my wife and I literally purchased as full-time entrepreneurs. Okay. The vehicle that we're driving right now today, we purchased as full-time entrepreneurs. All right. So I literally seen this financial advice take my net worth from where it was at to where we are today, creating again a six-figure, multiple six-figure business, not just six-figure, multiple six-figure e-commerce business, and creating a $1 million real estate portfolio. And now I'm able to leave generational, literally, not just say this, I'm able to literally leave generational wealth to my family. Now, life insurance, I never heard of cash value life insurance in my life. I only knew about the life insurance that you pass on to the family once you leave here. I didn't know about cash value life insurance, meaning that you're able to grow your money with these policies and be able to get money from these policies while you are alive, tax-free, according to tax code 77028. Okay, so it blew my mind that you're able to grow your money tax-free. You don't have to be concerned about an early withdrawal penalty fee. You don't have to be concerned about having a high credit score. Okay, you pay it back on your own terms. And I was like, come on, man, like this can't be real. Like it can't be real. There has to be a catch to this. And I personally had purchased a policy for myself, and I spoke to my wife about it. And man, that started us on our journey because we've seen how powerful that tool is. That is one of the most inexpensive wealth creating transferring tools that I am aware of. That you literally can create wealth with this and leave it simultaneously. It's just, man, it's just a all around wonderful deal, man. So, and to briefly talk about what else I was discussing was that I recognized that a lot of people, unfortunately, was not prepared for retirement. Okay, a lot of people they made good money, but unfortunately, a lot of them when they got older, the older people that I talked to, they didn't prepare for their future in their present. And so what I recognized was by counseling people, is that a lot of people were not prepared. They were not being futuristic. They was just thinking about the present. They was just spending and they were not investing in their future self. Okay, so I'm like, if you don't have enough money in your savings and you're trying to live off of that money, that means that you're going to spend up that money before you even leave this earth. You know what that means? That means that now you're going to have to try to figure out a way to be able to generate income. So that's the reason why we see some people that's working at Walmart, that are senior citizens when they should be sitting in the shade, sipping on some lemonade, enjoying their life. If for them, it's not even an option, man.
Yeah, because Social Security ain't gonna do it. Social Security ain't gonna pay you.
That's a fact, man. It's not even. They don't even. That's sad that they have to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I desire to see people to be in a position where it's optional for them. They don't have to get up and go to work. And trust and believe. I know that feeling. Mm-hmm. I've experienced it for 9 years, knowing what it's like not to get up and have to go on a job. Not that a job isn't bad, because it supply our needs and our wants. But what I'm saying is one day we're going to be senior citizens and we're not going to be working anymore.
Nope.
And when we become that, do we have enough money from the point of us retiring? And this is what a lot of people don't think about until the day that they leave this earth. I'm not just talking about, I don't just teach income. No, I teach lifetime income. Because that's exactly what you need. A Roth IRA, unless you got a hefty amount of money in your Roth IRA, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be good. A lot of people don't think about an IRA is tax deferred, which means you're going to get taxed later. A lot of people don't think about that. So you're not going to get that full amount that having their
think about the rules around the 401k too, and the taxes, and you only have a certain amount of time period to pull that money out before you
exactly
really hard.
And then you got stipulations on that. You got all the red tape. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, if you're a first-time home buyer, if you're trying to buy a home or for medical, and there's some more stipulations to where you don't have to deal with the early withdrawal penalty fee. But what I'm saying is you have to go through a lot of red tape. Whereas with your life insurance policy, as long as you have the money, you get a loan against the money. I always tell people don't make a withdrawal. Get a loan against your money. Why? Because your money stays in there and grows. And then you're able to take that money that you got a loan for, and hopefully you're being smart about it and not going to buy a Rolex or a Gucci bag or a Louis Vuitton bag. Okay, you actually going to take that money and invest that money so you can grow your money, so that way you can continue to have some cash flow coming in that's going to last you for your rest of your life. And that's what I teach people, to create cash flow that's going to outlive them instead of them outliving it. Because when the money outlives you, that means that you're wealthy. That's wealth to me. That's wealth to me. But when you outlive your money, when you got more debt than money, that's called living broke. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to help people to do, is to break free from being broke. You know what I'm saying? And so they can live their best life. And a lot of people don't understand, you don't have to be wealthy to go to Jamaica. You don't have to be wealthy to go to the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you have a high credit score and you got the income coming in, you know what I'm saying? You could get a high credit card with a high amount on it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, where you can use that to go on your vacation. You know what I'm saying? And you pay it off slowly. You know what I'm saying? Or you pay it off quickly, depending on your income. You know what I'm saying? So credit basically can take you where your bank account can't.
Facts.
And if you use it right, you're able to get a high credit score, which is going to lower your interest rate on your vehicle loan, on your home loan. And then people don't have to be on a wing and a prayer. I get tired of people being on a wing and a prayer. You don't have to be on a ring and a prayer. You know what I'm saying? Only you got to do is fix your credit. You know what I'm saying? Why I keep going to the car dealership and, going to, trying to get a home loan and just hoping a miracle happen. No, fix your credit. You didn't have to be concerned about that. So I just want people to see that they can live their best life if they position themselves to do so.
Yeah, that's why I talked to people too. They was telling me about buying a home. They're like, well, what about the interest rates that are going on? Right? I'm like, get your credit right, bro. Get your credit right and save you up a little down payment money, and you won't have to worry about that.
Somebody talking good. And then also what I recommend is to look for a company that will literally pay your closing costs, because these companies are actually out there.
Mm-hmm.
I know this for a fact. My wife and I, we did it more than one time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
They'll either they'll pay
purchase.
it, or either pay it, or they'll help you get a whole bunch of percentages off of that shit. Because they did it.
You pay it down with points. You pay down your points.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you bring down your score that way. But of course, you have to have the money to do that. And veterans, you're in a sweet position. You are in a sweet position when you're a veteran.
Mm-hmm. You really are. Because the one thing that pushed me to try to use my benefits is the fact, my dad was a Navy veteran, and
you get that VA loan, man. You're in there.
I think the only thing he used was towards the end of his life. He used the medical coverage. So I always said to myself, I said, man, once I joined the military and I saw the amount of benefits that was open, I was like, man, and it wasn't his fault. It was the generation that he was born in. The Vietnam generation, they just wasn't treated right, and they wasn't told about a lot of the benefits that were supposed to come their way. So I try to push a lot of my friends and family, like, look, if you got a job or you're an entrepreneur and you got income coming in, you need to use that VA loan. You should not be renting. And if you are renting, you should have a house that you own, but you're renting the house that you live in. But you should own something.
Well, yeah, that's true. It's really all about what a person want to do, because there's a lot of responsibility that come with being a homeowner. You really have to take that in consideration. I'll say, don't let your emotions get the best of you. You know what I'm saying? Because you now are the one that's responsible. Everybody want to talk about a tax break. You know what I'm saying? But you only get that once a year. In the meantime, who's responsible for that mortgage, and who's responsible for the maintenance on that house?
What tax break? What tax break? I didn't get a good tax break.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're a homeowner, yeah, man, you home ownership. You got to talk to your tax preparer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There is tax breaks for home ownership. There is tax break, especially if you got a home-based business.
Spit.
You know what I'm saying? There is a tax break for you as a homeowner.
Spit, brother, spit. That's what I want. I want you to throw in some of your knowledge, man. Let us know.
Because then you got to think you got equity in that house. When you are a renter, you don't have access to the equity in that house either. So say, for instance, you have a financial need, you literally become like your own bank to a degree. You become like your own, because you're able to leverage that equity in your house. You know what I'm saying? If emergency come up, of course it takes some time. It's not like it's just going to come directly out. That's why you need to have emergency savings, because anybody know anything about refinancing the house, it's a process. You know what I'm saying? To that, so that's why I believe in having cash in your bank account, as well as having cash in your cash value life insurance. I believe you should have both. You know what I'm saying? Because you still got to go through the process of them approving your loan with the life insurance company, and when you got money in your savings, you don't have to wait for nobody to approve nothing. You know what I'm saying? You just go right in there and take it out, and you keep it moving. You know what I mean? But one thing good about credit is it's revolving. So when you spend up what's in your savings, guess what? It's gone. That's why I say that a credit card used wisely is a very valuable tool. Again, notice I said wisely.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you use it right, your credit score goes up. You know what I'm saying? And you never know. One thing I've learned, especially for entrepreneurs, you don't know sometime when you're going to need to use that credit. Because when you're an entrepreneur, a business credit card, they do a soft pull on your business for your business credit. And they use your personal credit. It's called a personal guarantor. And this myth that goes around, you know what I'm saying? Oh, your credit. No. That's not true. That is not true. If your credit score is not a certain credit score, depending on what credit card company you're trying to even get business credit from, you can still get denied. And this is how you know entrepreneurs that have real experience.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? A lot of these people won't be on here just repeating what they heard. You know what I'm saying? But when you have an entrepreneur in real life like myself, we have leveraged business credit to actually make money in real life. And we dealt with banks, and knowing the requirement of these banks, okay, they do look at your personal credit, even for business credit, because that's what they use as a personal guarantee for you to be able to get the business credit card or that business line of credit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That is good information, because you got the Instagram knowledge people and people who go around saying things and they're not really telling the truth, because like you said, they don't have the full experience, or they're not doing things the right way, and they're getting a lot of people in trouble. So I'm glad you said that.
And let me say this too. How do it make sense for somebody to tell you that you don't need money and they turn around and tell you OPM? What does the M in OPM stand for, the acronym? It stands for money. So these so-called gurus you don't need any money. That's a lie. How can you buy a real estate property without any money? Even if somebody else is giving it to you, you still need capital.
The moment I hear them say that, I'm done with them. I
You
saw
know,
some.
no,
I
no.
saw some
I
laundry
mean,
mat.
listen. I'm not trying to say they're being deceitful. What I'm saying is they're just not thinking.
No, some of them.
There's
That's what
no
they.
business. There's no business in this world that's ran on air. I don't know of one
That's a huge selling
that's
point.
ran on air. You need capital. You got to have revenue coming in, okay, in order for you to make a profit. And the profit is the money that you make after your expenses, okay? And so if you're an entrepreneur, you need money to run your business because your business still have expenses. You need money to pay those expenses. Even in real estate, because you got maintenance, you got to pay annually, you have to pay property taxes. How you going to pay it without money? So it don't make sense to tell somebody they don't need money. And then now that you have to register your business with the state, you have to pay for that. And annually you have to pay taxes. So how you going to pay it without money?
Yep.
Anyway, man,
I get you, man. I see those advertisements all the time, man. I saw advertisement the other day. This one, start a laundromat without any money. To teach you how to start a laundromat. I'm like, girl, go somewhere.
Yeah, man. People who do business in real life, they know that you absolutely solitarily need money to run your business, to even start a business, because if anybody tell you don't, then run. You know what I'm saying? Run. The only thing you don't have to pay for is that EIN, your employee identification number. After you make sure that your business is legal, you run it with your Secretary of State to see whether or not anybody have that business name first. And then after that, then you get that name for that business, so that way you won't get sued. You know what I'm saying? For taking somebody else's name.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Then you go to IRS and get that employer identification number. You don't have to pay for that. Some people be paying people for that, and it's for free.
It's free.
But I'm going to just drop that nugget because I'm on here with some veterans. I just gave you information that I actually charge people a lot of money for, to have a dialogue with me about. So, to my veterans, I did this for you. Thank you for your service to our country, and I greatly appreciate you.
And again, if you want to go ahead and schedule some time with him, right there is his website. Hit him up, schedule some time. Like he charge a lot of money for this information, and he has a wealth of information for you.
Well, for my veterans, I'll work with you.
Yeah. I really want to thank you so much for taking the time out and coming on to my show.
You're welcome. No problem, man.
So much, my brother. Early, like I said, I may not. I'm in a pretty weird spot right now in my life. So before, just in case you don't hear from me, happy birthday and thank you. Happy Veterans Day. Just in case you don't hear from me on that weekend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No problem.
But thank you so much. Everybody else that joined the show. Terry, thank you so much. Joel, I know you wanted to be here to help out, man, but thank you so much for tuning in to the show. They said hello. They dropped in. Joel, we're going to have to get you a show on MBR, bro. But we'll talk about that later. Again, thank you everybody else for joining. We want to have a great night. Again, my name is RJ Mack. You're on RJ Rants. I love you and take care of yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.